Welcome back to Down the Track. We're reviewing the Mumbai Indians versus the Rajasthan Royals, and the defending champions are back with the bang. What a performance! Emphatic, restricting Rajasthan to 90 for 9 in the 20 overs, and then chasing it down uh, with 8 wickets to spare. What a performance by Mumbai Indians! First of all, Nisham, what an inclusion! Brilliant from the management, getting him in, and he performed so well, picking up 3 wickets for 12 runs and his 4 overs economy of three. Outstanding bowling. That's something that they were missing in the middle overs, and also stacks their batting. And he's shown up pretty well. He has a tendency to get hit, I think, Nisham, but today he showed that he can pick up wickets and tie one end down. And Nathan Coulter, the third seamer, everyone was talking about the third seamer. After Bolt and Bumrah, can they maintain the pressure? And he's shown exactly what he can do. 4 overs, 14 runs, 4 wickets. Unbelievable bowling performance. Yes, it was a slow pitch, difficult pitch to bat on. It got slightly easier as the night progressed, but I think it was still a 130 wicket. Rajasthan were too short, like 20, 30 runs short. And they just couldn't get going after the openers gave them a decent start. I felt the middle order, no one contributed. Sanju Samson failing to contribute, to Shivam Dubey. The biggest problem is, I think, adjusting. This was the first game in Sharjah, and adjusting to the pitch. They just came off against CSK on a belter of a pitch, a brilliant batting, flat wicket, and they just could not get used to the pace and adjust to the pace of this wicket. It was slow, it was low, and it completely outfoxed them. And some fantastic bowling. The Mumbai Indians lineup is always good. Bumrah again chipping up with 2 wickets in his 4 overs, just 14 runs. Bumrah's having an outstanding season. And the biggest positive for Mumbai Indians is the form of Ishan Kishan is positive for India as well, scoring a 15, just 25 balls. He played like a maiden over. He was 0 of 6 deliveries, but he came back and finished off with a strike rate of 200. Started playing straight down the ground, and that's it. Like when you have the talent, you will go through a bad patch. Is coming back out of that bad patch, and he did that on a tough pitch. It wasn't an easy pitch. Yes, it might have got a bit better, but it was still a tough pitch. The way they batted, I think they just had the confidence that it's a low target and they have wickets in hand. Also, net run rate, right now it's coming down to that. It's a business end of the tournament, and this will really, really help Mumbai Indians net run rate. It's they finished it off in no time. If how many overs was it? It was I think in under 10 overs they finished the game. So hats off to them. 8.2 overs. 8.2 overs they finished the game. 12 overs to spare, almost 11 overs to spare. So fantastic for the Mumbai Indians. Brilliant performance. They are back with a bang. Rohit Sharma as well, a good contribution, 22 of 13. But I think for Mumbai, it was that change getting in Nisham. It worked wonders. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, because he's been sitting out the whole tournament. Suddenly he comes in and performs. That's credit to the individual himself. It shows that he keeps on practicing. When he gets his chance, he grabs it with both hands. With foreign players, I've always stressed this. It's always difficult in the IPL because you have so much competition and only 4 are allowed to play. So when you get the opportunity, you have to make the most of it. And he's done more than that. And they have one more game left. They will be hoping that KKR lose their game, but also now their net run rate has improved. I still feel that if KKR win, they will go through on net run rate, but the Mumbai Indians will be they'll be more confident now than yesterday. They'll be much more confident. And that's the thing, right? The bowling has always been good. It's the batting which has let them down. And finally, yes, it might be late. It might be towards the end of the tournament, but it's good to see that they're the likes of Ishan Kishan finding a form. Surya Kumar got out again, a few good boundaries, and then throwing away his wicket. I think you have to be critical on that. When it's a low target like that and you have a guy playing at the other end, just play yourself in. That's what Ishan Kishan did, right? Like when he was batting, he faced 6 dot balls, but he knew that Rohit Sharma was at the other end and he was hitting the ball well. That's exactly what Surya Kumar should have done, where he tried to match him shot for shot. That's what these guys need to learn. Sometimes, when you're playing when you're not in form, playing too aggressive can lead to your downfall. So that's something that Surya Kumar has to learn. Ishan Kishan has learned that as well. He learned that today, and very good maturity, I felt, and a brilliant performance from him. The Rajasthan bowlers, they just didn't have enough runs on the board, but they were expensive. Mustafa Zur going for 13 runs economy, 2.2 runs, 2.2 overs, 32 runs. Sakaria 36 runs in his 3 overs. And they just didn't have enough runs, and they couldn't take the wickets. It was always going to be an uphill task. It was the batting which was the worry, and again, the middle order not performing. Phillips, Miller, and Tewatia. Dubey also not contributing. So much relies on Sanju Samson. But yeah, you could clearly see that they just did not adjust to the pace of the wicket. They didn't adjust to the pitch. It was slow, low, difficult to score runs. But I think that's where you had to rotate the strike. They were trying to still hit boundaries. They're tempted by the short boundaries. The last time they played in Sharjah, they were scoring like 200, 220 last season. So that mindset had to change. They had to adjust quickly to the pitch. And Mumbai Indians have played on this pitch before. That they had that experience, and it was a brave call from Rohit Sharma. I thought he would bat first because the pitch might have slowed even more, but it was a good call. He bowled first, and his team backed him. His bowlers backed him. And yeah, I think fantastic for the Mumbai Indians. I don't know what's going to happen with them in the will they make the playoffs or not. A lot rides on KKR as well, but this performance will give them a lot of confidence because it puts a bit more pressure on KKR with that net run rate, and KKR will have to win as well. Yeah, for the player of the match, it's difficult between Kultana and Nisham. Kultana picked up an extra wicket, but for me, the star is Nisham just because he hasn't held a ball in this tournament. He hasn't played. I haven't seen him play. Maybe he played the odd game, but yeah, he suddenly comes in and plays like that. I think he played in the first leg, but in this Dubai leg, he hasn't played at all. To suddenly come, assess the conditions quickly, and the ball in the right areas, it's not easy to do, and he did exactly that. He can contribute with the bat. He stabilizes this squad and this 11 as well. It makes it more balanced. It gives the Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan the license to be a bit more aggressive. And yeah, there's no Quinton de Kock today. Was he rested or was he dropped? I'm not sure. He's been in decent form, so I wasn't sure with that, but it worked out. I think, yeah, he probably didn't play because they had to get Nisham in, and that's the foreign rule, right? Like, that's why it puts a lot of pressure on these foreign players. I don't think Quinton de Kock did too much wrong. Yes, the couple of bad scores, but, he's been giving them starts. But, like, I think just for the balance of the team, he'd had to set out for Nisham. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting finish. Let's see what happens. Right now, anyone can qualify, and net run rate, Mumbai Indians have really helped themselves. But they still, I think, even if KKR wins, still the net run rate will be higher than Mumbai Indians. So it might be too late, but you never know. They've done themselves a good favor today by finishing it off early and putting pressure on the other sides. Now they will be closely watching that game. We will be as well. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for the latest content. Thank you so much for joining me.